Hi everyone, welcome to your American Studies Live Binder. This is your librarian, Ms. Karam, and I wanted to use this screencast I know some people are in the class are familiar with Live Binder and some aren't, so this could be a refresher or something new to you, and that's okay. So we're going to take a couple of minutes and I'm going to go through some of the functions and features of a Live Binder so that it can help you in your research process. So this specific Live Binder has been put together by your teacher, Mr. Johnson, and I, specifically for a civil rights movement unit. But you could do it for pretty much anything. And we're trying to do this more and more, so you might be experiencing this in some of your other classes. But for this class, what we did was right now, you can see that this is a tab, and these are all tabs very much like if you were going to have a paper binder, except this is just a website, and you're all going to have access to it. And so these are all tabs. If I click on this, we go to a new tab. But let's go back to the welcome tab for a second. And then if you look down here, these are links too. And if we click on this, questions, it'll take a second to load because it's a Google Doc. And inside, this is called a sub-tab, and it has content. It can be a website, and it could be like this, a Google Doc. And this is actually a great one to look at as a sub-tab because this is where if you have any questions at all throughout the assignment for Mr. Johnson or myself, or even for peers and your fellow students, feel free. I see I've put one, do you have any concerns about your assignment? And if you do, feel free to log on to LiveBinder in this binder and ask that question, and we'll be sure to get back to you. You can also, as always, tweet at LHS Live on Twitter. So now let's go look at a couple other tabs to help you with it. Here's your assignment. I know that Mr. Johnson's provided you in paper copy, but just in case you want to refer to it. And here are the websites of some of the options. There's also a great calendar in one of the sub-tabs. And if we just click over to May is when we're starting the unit, you can look, we're at the library at 1, and if you just want to reference and make sure there's some 5 resources due, your presentation's due the 17th. So this is a great little reference. And then ultimately, you will be submitting projects on LiveBinder, and that's why that Group 1's sub-tab is empty, because that's where you're going to be putting your presentation when you're complete. Now, this is our websites and databases. Up here, the sub-tabs are great things for you to look at. Just want to make a note that this is the Boston Public Library website. You guys are familiar with it, and you probably have an e-card, but if you don't, you're going to have to sign up for one of those again. If you have any questions about that, feel free to, I think it's in there, but come to me and we'll figure that out, but it's on there somewhere. I believe my account actually, and get a Boston Public Library e-card. You can do that right there, and then you have access to U.S. History and Context, which is great, and the Oxford African American Studies Center. And then these are also just websites. This is by the Library of Congress. These are great places for you to start your research. This tab is called Student Suggested Resources. As one of the assignments is that as you're doing your individual resources, or research rather, you come across some great resources. We'd like you to suggest them to Mr. Johnson, myself, as well as your peers. It's really more for your peers. So again, I've suggested the Civil Rights Dictionary. Here's the URL, and I just made a little note about why you should maybe refer to it. And so, Jeff, if you want to do it, or another student, you just would write Jeff suggests, add a URL, and maybe a note on why we should check it out. Also check out this other screencast on LiveBinder. It's a really easy way. If you go up here, you can see that I have it as one of my bookmarks. Is when you're surfing the web, it's not a big process to add it to your LiveBinder. You just click that, but check out this screencast right here in this sub-tab. And then quickly, there's a YouTube tab. I have a couple of videos up here. Feel free to make additions on that as well. Then we have citation support, and then of course the LHS Library homepage, where we also have other more general databases, and a Twitter thing so you can connect with us more easily. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to come to the library and ask me, or refer to Mr. Johnson.